Alright. Welcome back, Twitch and YouTube, to just another game. Not ours, no person's no indoors. I actually looked at the title while I was reading that so I didn't mess it up the first time. Alright, last time we got our first ending. A favorite ending, the Clover goes nuts and kills everybody ending. Which is really creepy. So now we have to decide where else we're gonna go. Because once you do an ending, the game starts completely over. We can skip a little bit. But we have to get in here first. So, where do we want to go? So anything that's got a white key is a path we've unlocked things on. Anything that's got a crossed out key or has a crossed out lock is a path we haven't unlocked things on. And by unlocked, basically we've had this key, we have this key, we have this key. We didn't use this key. We didn't use this key either because we chose different answers, or we chose the wrong answers, or we didn't have the right knowledge. This here, we need a lot of locks to get, or a lot of keys to get past, and we don't have that here. But without doing all these keys and these keys, like, we can't get past that lock anyway. So where are we gonna go is a question. We can start from here, in which we choose another door. In which case, I would probably play through the entire escape sequence because we didn't get to see the novel stuff up to that point. Or we could choose another door here. Or we could choose another door here. So I think for the moment what we're going to do is this plays a little bit different than Virtue's Last Reward, in which it's not necessarily the best idea just to continue down this path and go, okay, well, chronologically I would do this one next, right? And then move up from there. It's kind of better to go ahead and just fill these all in naturally. Just choose another route to start from start to finish. Get information we need at least while we go through the 5 door. Because once we go through the 5 door, that's going to pick up some things that we're going to need for the 7 door, and the 3 door, and then down here in the 2 door, and the 1 door, or the 6 door. So yeah, I think we're just going to start from the beginning, and that means we're going to kind of do all the novel stuff that we didn't get to see, and this will be the only time I do this, but just so people get to understand how these sections work. Or how these sections were originally written, the original script for this, because we didn't get to see this. I'm going to go through and play this again, and the novel screen instead of the adventure screen. A loud noise startled Junpei awake, and his eyes snapped open.
What the?
As they adjusted to the light, he realized that he didn't recognize his surroundings. With a crack, Junpei's head connected with something metal. He rolled over and threw out his hand to steady himself, but found himself groping at empty air.
What? Whoa!
His balance lost and his still fuzzy mind struggling to understand what was going on, Junpei tumbled down to the cold gray floor.
Ouch! God damn it! Ah! What the hell? A bed?
I don't know why it switched that automatically. A 3-level bunk bed, in fact. Junpei had fallen apparently from the topmost bunk.
I fell pretty far. That really hurt.
His shoulder hurt, his knee hurt, his hip hurt, his entire body hurt. He could feel the bump forming on his forehead where he'd slammed against the low ceiling.
Damn, my eyesight's kind of blurry. Must have hit my head. No, wait. That's not it.
At first, he thought the tremors that ran through his legs were just another effect of his rude awakening, but when he looked around, he realized it was real. The whole room was shaking.
An earthquake? But it's shaking too fast for that.
Then again, Junpei had no idea what it was if not an earthquake.
Anyway.
Junpei rubbed the growing bump on his head and gingerly climbed to his feet. his balance regained, he finally took his first good look around the room. And muttered to himself.
Where am I?
His pain momentarily forgotten in the face. I don't know why it did that. Minutes passed while Junpei struggled to get his bearings. I didn't click ahead. Some of these novel sections have interesting spaces where it changes screens. Then, as suddenly as they had begun, the entire tremors ceased.
Wait, it stopped?
A cold silence fell over the room. From somewhere far away, Junpei could hear the sound of metal squeaking.
What's that sound?
In an attempt to distract himself, Junpei looked around the room once more. There was a stove that looked more antique than functional. The 3-level bunk bed had mattresses that were so thin that they were little more than blankets. On the other side of the room was an identical bed, and set in the wall between the beds was a slightly dirty iron door.
That's...
The first thing Junpei noticed about the door was the number roughly emblazoned across it. On the surface of the door, in red paint, someone had written 5.
5? What's this 5 mean?
Suspicious and still utterly confused, Junpei approached the door slowly. Standing at last in front of the door, Junpei grabbed hold of the L-shaped handle. A push yielded no movement, and pull the same result.
It won't open.
It didn't matter how much he pushed and shoved, the handle wouldn't budge. Next to the door was an odd-looking device that reminded Junpei of a card reader.
What's this? Is this keeping the door shut?
Junpei knocked hard on the door.
Hey! Hello? Is anyone there? Open the door!
There is no response. Junpei threw his left fist into the door and stopped.
Huh? What the hell is this?
He wasn't really sure what else to say. On his left wrist was a bracelet of a sort he'd never seen before. In the center was a large LCD display.
A watch? It doesn't look like one. 5. That's the same as the door.
True, the numbers were the same, but he had no idea what it might mean. All he knew was that it was strange and new, and he wanted it off. Junpei flipped his hand over as if to remove a watch, but...
What? How do I take this off?
The other side of the bracelet was solid. No buckle, no clasp, nothing. He sighed and flipped the thing back over. There was a number of rivets around the rim of the face. Perhaps...
Maybe pushing something on this will work?
He pushed them, but nothing happened. On a watch, they might be dials for adjusting date or time, but on this bracelet, they did nothing.
Nothing. Damn. Guess I'll have to force it off.
Growing more desperate, he began to tug at it. However...
No good. This stupid thing won't come off.
A steel ring ran from the face around Junpei's wrist and back into the face. He wouldn't be pulling the bracelet off anytime in the near future.
What the hell is the deal with this thing?
Frustration and desperation were beginning to mix as the reality of the situation began to dawn fully on Junpei. So much was happening and none of it made sense. Junpei felt as though he were about to explode.
Where am I? And why the hell am I here? Why? What the hell happened to me? My head.
Pain bloomed, but he did his best to shake it off. He raised his head.
Huh.
It was at that moment that he noticed the window.
This is...
The window was round, rimmed in riveted brass like a window from an early 20th century ship.
Hold on. Am I on a ship?
Junpei walked slowly toward the window. He could see nothing beyond it but thick, impenetrable darkness.
I can't see anything. If only it wasn't so dark outside.
Junpei squinted, trying to see something, anything. It was at that moment...
Huh? What the... Oh, you gotta be kidding me. What the hell is going on here?
A crack split the glass of the window, and for a moment Junpei stared at it. Then the window burst and water began to pour into the room.
What the hell? God damn it!
Junpei yelled and spun around. His feet slipping on the water already coming through the window, he ran for the door.
Hey! Anyone! Is anyone there? Come on, if you're there, say something!
There was no reply. As Junpei scrambled and pounded on the door, the water began to rise. It was now ankle deep on the floor and racing quickly toward his knees.
It's not stopping. Not good. Not good at all. Okay, I need to find a way out, and fast.
Junpei ran a hand across his forehead, brushing the sweat out of his eyes, and looked around the room. Alright, so we're gonna kind of blaze through this really quick. The code doesn't change, but I did forget what it was, so we're just gonna grab some of this. We need that. We need that. Nothing in the sink. We want to get this key. And the screwdriver. And let's see. Nothing here. And we need that. And we need this key. Alright, so we need to combine that with that. Okay, and what do we got here for our code again? So, red is 7 4 7485. Blue is 0 2 6 3. I think that changes actually, maybe. Those two feel new-ish. Maybe I just don't remember it. Alright, so red is 7 4 8 5. Blue is 0 2 6 3. Alright, cool, we got that. So now we can get out of here.
I should probably hold on to this key.
Junpei grabbed the key and shoved it into his pocket. He intended to leave immediately, but something stopped him.
Huh.
His reflection stared back at him from the mirror, but he had scarcely recognized himself.
Oh, what's up with my face?
His confusion was well justified.
I look like a zombie.
His face was drawn and pale, and the dark circles under his eyes made him look as though he were nearly dead.
Man, what the hell happened to me? How did I end up here? I left work, headed back to my apartment, and...
Even as he said it, something in his mind opened and a memory bobbed to the surface. It was the last thing Junpei remembered before waking up in the strange room. It was past midnight when he came home. Junpei shuffled up the stairs and opened the door to apartment 201. Inside was his apartment, a small one-bedroom affair that ran him about $630 a month. He moved into it when he entered college, and so far he'd been there for 3 years and 7 months.
I'm back. Not like anyone will respond.
He stepped into the room and turned on the lights. The fluorescent light on the ceiling blinked and flickered slowly to life as if waking from a deep slumber.
Man, work was rough today.
Their cold light illuminated the landscape he'd come home to so many times before. Everything was as he'd left it. The magazines piled up in the corner, the textbooks collecting dust, the CD cases covering the floor. God, CD cases. The jeans and t-shirt he worn the day before, then tossed onto the floor. There was one thing that didn't belong, however.
Huh? A breeze.
Fresh air. Fuck this shit. The white curtain framing his window swayed gently in the cold wind.
Huh, that's weird. Did I leave that open?
Junpei walked toward the window, trying to remember if he closed it or not before he left. One of the panes was hanging open. He stuck his head out, looked around.
Everything looks okay. I must have forgotten to close it.
He closed the window. Then it happened.
What?
Junpei turned and found himself face to mask with a man dressed all in black. The man wore a deep hood and a bulky gas mask, his face entirely hidden.
Who are...
Suddenly, he couldn't finish. Junpei tried to yell, but all he could manage was a strangled croak.
I can't...
Junpei collapsed to the floor, a crumpled heap of limbs like a discarded puppet. Too late, he noticed the white smoke that was quickly filling his apartment. Small objects shaped distressingly like a grenade sat on the floor in front of his face, hissing. The white smoke poured out of it at an incredible rate. The smoke had grown so thick that the details of Junpei's apartment began to fade into the white haze. He could feel his mind beginning to fade as well, a white haze that was not the smoke creeping into the edges of his vision.
Consider this a privilege. You have been chosen.
A rasping voice wormed its way out of the gas mask. It was cold and harsh and distorted in some way Junpei couldn't put his finger on.
You are going to participate in a game. The nunnery game. It is a game where you will put your life on the line.
Sure damn well. This was the last thing that Junpei remembered. The white smoke overpowered him, the masked man faded from his vision, and he felt his consciousness fall away into the white mist.
That's right. That guy with the gas mask. That son of a bitch must have taken me here. When I get my hands on him...
He ground his teeth in frustration and strained to remember anything about his attacker's figure.
Well, I guess there's no way to know if that was a man or not.
The voice had been cold and mechanical, likely passed through a voice changer, and the body had been covered in a thick cloak.
Just who was that? They said, you have been chosen.
What it might mean, that was beyond him.
What the hell is going on? Why me?
There was only one thing from his memory that seemed important.
You are going to participate in a game. The nunnery game. It is a game where you will put your life on the line.
The nonary game. Huh. What the hell is a nonary game? God damn it!
With a yell, Junpei drove his fist into the mirror. Alright, so now we have everything we should need. We just need to do this. Locked up tight, let's see if there's anything in the keyhole. There's this now. Alright, so let's see. Yeah, I understand. Man, going through this originally on the DS... I mean, obviously I'm doing this now because we didn't get to see the novelization portion of this. Oh, I entered the blue or the red password. Oops. But yeah, doing this every time we finished a segment, that was an experience. I got really good at this puzzle because you had to do this every time. Okay. I think you could skip the dialogue. I'm pretty sure you could skip the dialogue, but you couldn't like skip an entire section. You couldn't just jump to the section you wanted. Okay, 7:45. Yeah. And more key cards. Alright, now we can get out of here. I still have cards. Oops. There we go. Yeah, the other reason why I'm doing this is it's gonna take another hour to probably get to the 5 door, but alright, so I need digital root of 5, so what was that? 14. There we go. Yeah, it's gonna take another probably hour to get back. Hopefully not to get back to the 5-door, but we'll have seen all this dialogue that we missed the first time, which is what I want. Which is what I wanted to do.
Whoa!
Accompanied by a wall of angry water, Junpei shot out of the room and into the opposing wall.
Ow!
The water tossed and turned him like a washing machine, and he only stopped rolling when he had his head on the wall.
My head. Wait, is it... Whew. That felt too much like being flushed down a toilet. Damn.
Junpei struggled to his feet in the still rushing water. How would you know what being flushed down
better than drowning, I guess.
the toilet feels like?
Am I in a hallway?
Junpei had a mastery of the obvious, but he felt the need to narrate it at every single fucking moment. The water that followed him out of the room was quickly pouring out of the door. It flowed quickly down the hallway and slammed into the front of the short flight of stairs.
Oh.
It's just 5 steps, in fact. And at the top of this short staircase...
A door. Another door. Damn this water. Let me go.
The water didn't care because the water was an inanimate object with certain properties that it couldn't overcome even if it wanted to. Junpei leapt up the stairs straight for the door.
Oh, yes, it opened.
The door burst open and Junpei exploded out of it, only to freeze in his tracks. What other possible response could there have been to what he saw?
What? What the hell?
His voice trailed off and all he could do was stare. A polished floor stretched out before him, ornate staircases rising from the edges, each one of them equidistant from the others. The stairs and pillar were solid wood, and Art Nouveau embellishments and decorations covered the walls and pillars. It looked like nothing so much as the entrance to a luxurious mansion from the early 1900s.
This is the inside of a ship?
Junpei couldn't help but wonder.
Well...
The water quickly filling the hallway behind him suggested that, yes, he was. As he looked, a fresh wave rolled out of the room he'd been in, gathering speed as it moved toward the stairs.
Yeah, that's what I thought. This is totally Wait, what the hell?
Tidal wave.
A wave?
Totally a tidal wave.
Shit! Shit! Okay, I gotta get out of here.
Junpei spun around, his wet shoes squeaking in protest on the polished floor, and ran toward the tremendous staircase in front of him.
C deck. B deck. Hurry! Hurry!
As he ran, he glanced quickly at the plates mounted on the wall, denoting the decks of the ship.
A deck's next.
He took the stairs 2 at a time, not entirely sure where he would find himself. Just as he began to wonder where, in fact, the stairs did lead.
What?
Junpei saw another person out of the corner of his eye.
People.
He stopped short, nearly tripping over the next stair, and looked. It wasn't just one person he'd seen. On the landing to the left of the stairs, there were 4 people staring at him. And on the right side, 3 more.
A lot of people.
All told, there were 7 of them. It looked as though they'd been on their way down the stairs. They'd stopped short when they saw Junpei, their eyes wide. He'd done the same, of course, and now they stood there staring at one another. Junpei didn't move, one foot placed awkwardly on the next step in the middle of a stride. Who were these people? This entire interaction lasted only a matter of seconds. The woman spoke to Junpei and time began to move again.
I guess it's another one of us now.
A dancer?
The woman was dressed, Junpei thought, rather like a dancer. Her clothes covered very little and her prodigious jewelry little more.
No, I'm not. You better get moving.
With no further ceremony, she ran straight past Junpei and toward the doors behind him.
Okay then.
The sudden proximity of a woman with such striking assets left Junpei momentarily stunned. But the others wasted no time and quickly followed the strange woman.
Huh?
The first to pass Junpei was a young man with silver hair. He threw a quick glance in Junpei's direction as he ran, muttering,
One of us, huh?
What?
Nothing.
Following him was an older man, his face calm and without fear. Soft wrinkles sprouted from his eyes, and he came close enough as he passed for Junpei to see wisps of gray in his hair. His composure and shock of hair struck Junpei as rather like that of an elderly lion.
Going up won't do you any good. There are 2 doors, but neither of them will open.
Wait, hold on. The doors won't open?
The next to speak to Junpei was a girl with pink hair and a high voice.
Come on! Aren't you coming? You gotta hurry!
Her small hand was wrapped around the wrist of another man. His eyes were closed, almost as though he were sleeping. His features were graceful, almost serene, and he was dressed rather elegantly for someone his age. Something about his posture seemed very refined, and Junpei couldn't help feeling that he was noble and dignified somehow. He'd certainly never seen one, but this man seemed like what Junpei had always imagined a prince would be like.
That's 9 of us then. All of the cards are in hand.
What does that mean? Junpei opened his mouth to ask what the other men meant, but the girl with pink hair rushed past them.
Wait! They're gone. Just what is going on? There's an old man like a lion, a girl with pink hair, and a prince, and I have no idea what they're talking about.
He turned just in time to see 2 more people running toward him. One of them had hair like a bird's nest and looked as though a stiff breeze might topple him. And the other was a veritable mountain of a man.
Huh?
The scrawny one scuttled past Junpei as though he were running from something.
What was that all about?
Hey! What the hell are you just standing there for? Didn't you hear him?
Yeah, he said, "Ah!"
The doors on A deck are no good. We gotta check the doors on B deck. Got it? Now,
Before he had a chance to respond, the man laid a massive hand on Junpei's shoulder. With no more effort than Junpei would have used to brush aside his fly, the man shoved him out of the way.
Whoa.
Thrown off balance by the man in recent events, it took Junpei a few steps to get his bearings. He finally regained his balance and looked up at what the other 7 had been running toward.
Hey man, that was dangerous. Huh?
There were 2 pairs of large iron doors set into the wall in front of him. They looked quite sturdy and each had handles jutting from them. Written across the surface of each door in red paint was a number. The door on the right,
4? And this one says 5.
They're the same.
the guy Junpei decided to call Silver was mumbling to himself.
The room I woke up in had a number on the door just like that.
You too, eh?
With an arched eyebrow, the lion looked over at Silver.
My cell was the same. A number upon the door. I opened it, ran down the hallway outside, and found myself in a rather grand room full of stairs, as I suspected the rest of you.
It was as though the floodgates had been opened. They all began to talk at once.
Me too.
Same for me. There was a door with a number on it.
It soon became clear that each one of them had awoken in a room with a locked door and solved the puzzle to escape. Then they'd all ended up in the same room, almost as though they'd been guided there.
Yes, we all saw the same thing. That's not important. We need to hurry.
You think I don't know that lady?
Before the dancer had time to finish, Silver was already running.
Open! Damn it!
He grabbed hold of the door labeled 5 and pulled. However...
Fuck, it's not opening. This damn thing won't even budge.
Out of my way!
The mountain grabbed Silver's shoulder and tossed him aside. His path cleared, he took a few steps, then threw himself at the door. Gave himself a hernia on the fucking handles. Once, twice, 3 times, 4 times. The door shook as his body slammed into it, but showed no signs of breaking or opening. The mountain threw himself at the door again.
A body slam from a guy that big didn't even budge it. There must be some other way.
Junpei turned toward door 4. Next to the door on the wall was a small box.
This looks just like the device next to the door in that room earlier. So that means this door is probably locked too. But still...
He had to check. Junpei grabbed a handle and threw all of his weight onto it. It was locked as tight as the door next to it, as he'd suspected.
Damn it!
Junpei punched the door. It did not respond.
Are there any other doors?
He'd barely finished the thought when the C-deck plate he'd passed on his way up sprang unbidden to his mind. His body moved before he had time to think. Junpei turned and ran back toward the stairs. He'd scarcely taken a step when, at the top of the stairs, next to an ornate clock embedded in the wall, he saw a person. It was a girl. She looked to be the same age as Junpei. He froze, unable to look away from her face. It wasn't confounded by her beauty or something equally silly. No, there was another reason he couldn't take his eyes off the girl. Junpei had seen her somewhere before. He couldn't quite remember where, but he knew. He knew he'd met her before. I think this one actually is forced this one forces you into the novel screen. The girl, too, stared at Junpei, similarly stunned. Her response suggested she'd seen him before as well.
Huh?
Without saying a word, Junpei walked slowly toward her. She didn't move. It was almost as though she were held in place by some sort of magic spell. As Junpei stepped onto her landing, the spell broke. No sooner had he set his foot down than the whole ship shook a second time. The quake caught the girl unprepared and she fell.
Watch out!
Moving on instinct, Junpei leapt to catch her, or so he thought.
Oh.
Her face is far closer than it should have been, mere inches from his own.
Yeah.
He was flat on his back and she'd landed squarely on top of him. The girl seemed as confused as he did. Her face suggested she still hadn't fully recovered from seeing him. For a moment that seemed to stretch for a very long time, they stared at one another. The ship stopped shaking. Everything was quiet. Water could be heard from the bottom of the ship, lapping faintly at walls and ceilings, but eventually that faded as well. The silence was complete, a thick, muffling blanket. At last, the girl opened her mouth.
Oh my gosh! Is that you, Jumpy?
Junpei. Her words echoed through Junpei's head, and suddenly his memory returned.
Akane.
Why hadn't he realized it before? The girl, it was Akane Kurashiki. She and Junpei had been friends in childhood. They'd gone to elementary school together for 6 years. But what was she doing on the ship? Her soft eyes were only inches away from his own. He could feel the warmth of her face. Feelings he thought long forgotten began to work their way to the surface. He could feel his face heating up. At that moment... a speaker cracked to life and a cold, eerie voice filled the room.
What?
What's that voice?
They hurriedly untangled themselves from one another and struggled to their feet. The 7 companions had heard the voice as well, and many other faces had gone pale. Junpei got himself a boner. She got herself a lady boner. They looked around frantically, desperate to locate the source of the voice. At last they found it. A speaker set in the ceiling. The voice was harsh, obscured occasionally by the crackle of static.
This is...
Junpei recognized it. How could he have forgotten it?
That guy in the gas mask! Hey, asshole! What the hell is this? Come on out here. I want to get a look at you.
Seems the script just changed a little bit, yeah.
What do you mean to do to us?
Nonary game.
What the hell's that?
The voice continued, implacable.
What is he talking about?
Hey, there's something in my pocket. Check this out.
Silver reached into his pocket and pulled out a small slip of paper. The rest of them reached into their own pockets and pulled out similar slips of paper. Junpei followed suit and dug into the pocket of his pants. He felt the telltale crumple of paper, slightly damp from his earlier ordeal.
Hey, I got one too.
Then it would seem Zero has seen fit to grace us each with a letter. Would you mind terribly reading it to us, young man?
Okay. His request had been delivered to Junpei, who, after a short moment of surprise, did as he'd been asked.
On this ship, we will call
Alright,
the
there we
doors
go.
and
This is just
the
talking
key
about the
should do
numbers.
and find that only those. There are only 3 to 5. All those who enter must.
This doesn't
So
really
this
change.
thing on my arm is a bracelet.
He glanced around. It looked like everyone else had one as well and come to much the same conclusion.
The purpose of the game is simple. Leave this ship alive. It is hidden. Seek a way out.
There we go.
the waters of the North Atlantic. We will give you more time. 9 hours. That is the time we will be giving to make you escape.
The voice finished and the speaker went silent.
I hear a bell. I think it's coming from over by the stairs.
It's the clock telling us the time.
Everyone had their eyes on the antique clock embedded in the wall. That's not how you spell embedded. 7, 8, 9. The sound of the 9th bell faded away. The 10th never came.
It rang 9 times, so 9 o'clock then?
I think it's 9 p.m. I couldn't see anything when I tried looking out the window earlier. It has to be nighttime.
If that is the case, then we would need to escape by 6 a.m. tomorrow.
Now it is time. Let our game begin. I wish you all the best of luck.
The speaker went silent and did not speak again.
Hey! You bastard! What do you mean by that? Come out here, you asshole!
That guy won't stop shouting. And the others. Whew.
Junpei, too, was consumed by his thoughts.
I have way too many questions. Who is Zero? What's the nonary game? What's it for? Is he some nutjob just doing this to mess with us, or does he have some other purpose? Why pick me to be part of this insane game? And the others? Why are these 8 people here? And the most confusing of them all. Why is Akane here? I haven't seen her since elementary school. Why her? Why now? Coincidence? No. There's no way. There has to be a reason. I don't know what exactly, but there has to be.
Very well.
The lion's voice seemed oddly loud in the silence.
Standing around here won't do us any good. Best we get moving, don't you think?
Get moving?
Are you planning to open the numbered doors?
Hey, wait! But don't tell me you're actually gonna do what this Zero says.
No, that's not what I mean.
The lion shook his head, mildly annoyed.
I'm saying let's find another way. After all, we haven't really examined this place yet.
What?
Where have we not looked? Everyone searched A-Deck already, right?
Yeah, we were kind of in a rush though, so we probably missed some things.
Why don't we check out the lower floors first? We should see how deep this place goes.
I can work with that.
Then let's go.
Whoa!
Uh,
What the hell? It's completely submerged.
Damn! If the water level keeps rising like this, we're all gonna drown.
No, I don't believe that's something we have to worry about.
The prince knelt down and gently drew his hand across it.
See? The water's not flowing. That means the origin of the water has been stopped. Perhaps this Zero fellow has used some sort of remote control to seal a watertight door lower down. He said that our time limit was 9 hours. In other words, this water won't rise for 9 hours.
Then you're saying we won't sink till then.
Well, that may be a little too optimistic. No point to wishful thinking.
That's depressing.
If we don't determine a way to advance from this point, we are stuck on A-Deck and C-Deck.
Looks that way.
Hey, hold on. How about we check C-Deck before we jump to any conclusions? We might find something there.
You're right. I think we should look at the metal doors by the big staircase, too. They're pretty suspicious.
No numbers on either door. And I don't see an authentication device either. Nope. It's locked.
This one too. Damn, none of the doors are opening.
Hey guys, over here. There's another door behind the stairs.
This one doesn't open either.
Yep. Interesting. Scroll wheel opens that.
We'll see about that. Hey, old man, give me a hand.
Using force, I see. Let's give it a try.
Yeah, that'll go great.
It won't budge.
Could you not just start shouting out of nowhere? You almost gave me a heart attack, you know.
Oh, sorry.
It doesn't appear to have moved even with two of us trying. It's very well made.
Idiots. Try using your brain first.
Huh?
Take a closer look.
A keyhole?
Right. It's obvious what we need to open this door.
A key, huh?
You got a problem?
No, I just really doubt we'll find a key that easily.
Ignoring the tense air between the two, Junpei moved closer to examine the doorknob.
What's this?
Just above it was a strange mark in the shape of a circle surrounding a dot.
There's a mark on it. Does it mean something?
Hey, look! Over here, too!
Pink Hair was looking at the double doors they hadn't examined yet.
More doors.
I think they're elevators. There's an inverted triangle button by them.
May as well try pressing it. Huh. Nothing.
Maybe the power isn't on.
Or we need to do something with this card reader. And there's a strange mark here, too. What is this? It looks like a lowercase h with a dash drawn across the upper stem of the h.
Junpei stared at it for a while.
This is the symbol of Saturn. It's an astrological symbol.
Then
Nerd.
the mark on the other door.
I think that was the sun symbol. We saw the same symbols on A deck.
We did?
Oh, look, Clover's happy and not murderous. What a time to be alive, literally.
I don't remember that.
A-deck, huh? I haven't been there, so I wouldn't know.
We may as well check again since we're talking about it.
Lion's words urged them on, and they took the stairs up.
There, the two doors next to the stairs. The one on the left had a keyhole with a similar symbol engraved on it.
She's right. It looks similar to what we saw downstairs.
This is an Earth symbol. The horizontal line symbolizes the equator, and the vertical one represents the prime meridian.
Nerd.
I see.
Junpei looked up at the ceiling.
The ceiling. Metal plates. Huh. It's as if it's covering something up.
Perhaps it was a dome of some kind.
I wish we could get out through there.
Be realistic. We'd need a lot of explosives to open that up.
The windows, too. Huh. They're all covered.
There were several windows alongside both sides of the ship, or at least there had been. They too were covered with metal plates. Cute nerd. It's just like we're back in the school in Danganronpa. Everything's covered with fucking metal.
In other words, we're trapped. All the exits go nowhere.
Junpei was not happy. The girl with pink hair spoke up.
Well, I'm sure they go somewhere. We just can't open them.
Then the mountain spoke.
You don't know that. For all we know, they just open into walls or take us in circles.
The prince did not agree.
No, I'm sure they go somewhere. Otherwise, what point would there be? And we can open them. Well, two of them at least.
Oh, you mean the numbered doors.
All eyes turned to the doors with numbers on them. The atmosphere in the room grew tense.
Hey, wait a minute. I think I said this earlier, but I don't think we should do that.
The dancer moved in front of the doors as if to block them.
We'd have to be crazy to open these doors. If we do that, we're doing exactly what Zero wants us to do.
Suddenly, everyone began to speak at once.
May as well give it a shot. We can't stay here forever.
Yes, I'm in favor as well.
No, I'm totally against this.
But shouldn't we at least try?
We don't know what'll happen. We should stay here.
We don't have time for that. In 8.5 hours, this ship is going to sink.
The clamor of voices made it next to impossible to determine who was saying what. The arguments grew more and more tense until people were shouting and screaming at one another.
Hey! Shut up!
They fell silent and all eyes turned to Junpei. He felt each stare burning into him, but he refused to flinch.
Before we try and decide where we're going to go, there's something else we ought to do.
What's that?
We need to exchange information. We don't know anything about each other. I want to know who you guys are, where you came from, why you ended up here. Don't tell me you aren't curious too.
They were silent. Some of them looked at the other way or bit their lip or crossed their arms and stared at the ceiling. But one of them spoke up. It was Akane.
I agree. I think Jumpy is right.
Jumpy?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm talking about him. I just call him Jumpy. His name is Junpei.
She pointed toward Junpei.
We're childhood friends. We went to the same elementary school.
Wait, stop! Don't tell us stuff we didn't ask you about. Zero's probably watching us right now. What are you gonna do if he's listening in?
Oh, would that be bad?
Hell yeah, it would! We don't know how much that bastard knows about us. Maybe he just picked a bunch of random people to kidnap. If that is the case, then it'd be dangerous for us to let him know too much. If Zero knows who we are, he could go after our families. Maybe he'd tell us he had them to get us to do stuff, you know?
But we still need to know what our names are. It's going to be hard to talk to each other if we don't have names.
Alright, then why don't we have code names?
To him, apparently it seemed like the obvious solution.
Code names?
Yeah, we'll each pick something. Like, I'll be 7.
7? Why are you 7?
It seemed a fair question. The mountain stuck out his left arm.
Because this bracelet number says 7.
Oh, I get it. Yeah, that's a good idea.
He smirked.
All right, I'm gonna be Santa. Any of you chumps know Japanese? No? Well, son.
Then your bracelet number.
Yeah, it's got a 3 on it. Good job, Grandpa.
Yeah, we've been through most. This dialogue hasn't changed. Just like the mountain had done, Silver thrust out his left hand. Sure enough, the face of his bracelet read 3.
Very well then. I'll go next, shall I? My bracelet number is 1. Given that, I think Ace seems appropriate.
I'll be Lotus then, as I'm sure you all know, which means, of course, that my bracelet number is 8.
I would appreciate it if you would call my bracelet number, since Ace has chosen car.
You can't see?
I knew it.
He kept his eyes closed during their entire ordeal, which had suggested something strange, but to hear it said so casually, it was something of a surprise. Everyone seemed a little nervous at Prince's proclamation, but no one seemed to know how to react to it.
Me next!
There was one person, however, who didn't seem to be surprised in the least. The girl with pink hair.
I want to be Clover. You know, like a 4-leaf clover. Good luck, right?
You are absolutely not. Looking almost bored, she held out her left hand. The face of her bracelet showed the number 4. They come around to Junpei. He held out his bracelet.
All right, my number's 5, so my code name is gonna be...
Why have one? It's not like there's any point to it.
The dancer cut him off mid-sentence.
I mean, we all know your name already.
Oh, yeah.
They all nodded. Akane stepped forward nervously.
Then you should all call me by my name too. Because, I mean...
It doesn't seem fair to Jumpy.
You're thinking it's not cool for you to...
Akane fidgeted awkwardly. Junpei decided he had to do something.
What's your bracelet number?
It's...
She hesitated for a moment, then held out her left hand. As she claimed, the bracelet's face showed a 6. Junpei looked at it for a moment and thought,
All right then, why don't we call you June?
June?
Yeah, you know, it's the 6th month of the year, so you're June.
Jumpy?
Akane kneaded her hands and looked up at Junpei uncertain. He smiled back at her reassuringly.
Are you good with that?
Yeah.
She thought about it for a few minutes, then seemed to come to a decision and gave Junpei a small nod.
Okay then.
Their names decided, Junpei ran over them quickly in his head.
So this is how everyone breaks down. 1 is Ace, 2 is Snake, 3 is Santa, 4 is Clover, 5 is me, 6 is June, 7 is 7, and 8 is Lotus. That means 8 of us have revealed our bracelet number. The only one left is...
That glasses guy with hair like a bird's nest.
You haven't said a thing.
His skin was pale, his breathing was heavy, and he was soaked with nervous sweat. His behavior seemed very suspicious, or perhaps simply emotionally unstable. It was difficult to tell. Whatever the case, it seemed clear that he had only a fingertip's worth of a grip on his sanity. The girl with pink hair, Clover, walked up to him slowly. She put her hands on her hips and eyed him suspiciously.
What number are you?
He didn't answer. His bloodshot eyes twitched from person to person, and his breath came in hot pants.
Hey, I'm
Kind of like the
talking to
ones
you.
Clover was wearing. The man licked his dry lips with a shaking tongue and spoke with a voice like old paper.
Isn't it obvious? There are 9 people here. And you know who numbers 1 through 8 are.
Hi, Rain.
I'm
You
the
want to see
only
a dead
one
body?
left.
Because we're going to have a lot of them.
So you're 9?
Yeah.
He extended a trembling arm. The bracelet did indeed say 9. Clover looked at it contemptuously.
What's your code name?
Code name?
What do you want us to call you? We all made up names. You should too.
I don't need one.
Why not?
Because I am not gonna stay here with you.
Morbid, intrusive thoughts always say yes. I mean, what's not interesting about a dead body? As long as it's not one in real life. He took a shuddering breath and exhaled. Clover looked at him with something very like disgust.
You've got some sort of plan?
I do.
Yeah? What's that?
You sure you want to know?
Yeah?
I like how Clover's eyes go from green to blue in the second game. They're definitely blue in Virtue's Last Reward, but they're fairly green here. Kind of a bluish shade of green, but pretty distinctly green.
All right, let me show you. I'm gonna do this!
By the time they realized what he was doing, it was too late to stop him. The man's body moved like a snake's. In the blink of an eye, he had slid around behind her and wrapped his arm around her waist.
Hey! What the hell do you think you're doing?
Silver, Santa, leapt forward toward Clover and the ninth man. He was halfway there when
Stay back!
suddenly the man's hand dove into his pocket.
Ah!
He held it to Clover's pale, quivering neck.
If you get any closer, I'll cut her open! Yeah, that's right.
The man's smile was neither friendly nor reassuring. Sweat poured down his neck, soaking into the collar of his shirt.
Clover, are you all right?
The prince, Snake's voice sounded oddly concerned.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Her voice shook, making her words even less convincing.
What the hell are you trying to do? I told you, this is my plan.
What are you gonna do to her, you sick son of a bitch?
Don't worry. I'm not gonna do anything to her. If she just does what I tell her to, I'll let her go.
He started to move backwards, slowly keeping his grip on Clover.
Slowly. That's right. Just follow me.
Keeping their distance, Junpei and the others followed. Eventually, the man reached the wall. He gave a start as his back touched it, then glanced around quickly and spoke.
Here. Verify. The left. Look on your left. Do you see the device on the wall? Place your hand on the scanner panel, the round part.
What if I don't?
The man's nostrils flared and he looked like he was about to choke.
Are you an idiot? What do you think? I could slit your throat right now. I'll kill you if I have to. All I need is your bracelet. Just do it. Do it now.
He pressed the knife against Clover's neck hard.
Okay, I'll do it.
Slowly, she stretched her left hand out toward the device.
Like this?
Her back was to it, and she had to feel around for a moment before she felt the circular panel. It made a cold electronic noise, and on the display above her hand, an asterisk appeared.
So that's how it works. He called that round part of the device the scanner panel. If we put our left hand on it, our bracelet number gets entered into the device. Then...
Should you total the numbers on your numbered bracelets and find that the digital root of that number is equal to the number of that door, the door will open.
Junpei shifted his eyes to the door itself. The number on it was 5.
Door 5. But why does this guy know so much about how this thing works? It's like he knows exactly what to do.
Good. Good. You're done. Next.
His bloodshot eyes crept from person to person until finally, they stopped on the lion, Ace.
You, right? You're the one with the #1 bracelet, right?
Yes.
Then you're next. Just verify your number like this little brat did. What are you doing? Do it! Don't you care what happens to her?
Okay, just calm down.
Ace held up his hands, palms out. The 9th man jerked his chin toward the device.
I'm coming over.
Slowly, cautiously, Ace moved toward the device. After what seemed like an agonizing eternity, he reached it.
Now, verify.
All right, this is what you wanted, right?
Ace nodded and placed his hand on the scanner panel. The device beeped again, and a second asterisk appeared.
Now the device has both Clover and Ace's numbers, 4 and 1. 4 plus 1. It's the same as the number written on the door, but it won't open yet.
Only 3 to 5.
One more person. If what Zero said is true, who?
Get back.
His voice shook, but the knife he held to Clover's throat made his words a command. Ace took 2, then 3 steps back.
No! Farther! More than that! Go all the way back!
Okay.
Slowly, Ace did what he was told. The 9th man's lips curled into a cruel, twisted smile.
Wait, don't tell me.
That was when Junpei understood his plan, because Junpei's a little bit slow.
Added to the 9th man, 4 plus 1, and the digital root of, in other words...
Thank God you were all so cooperative. Now I can get out of this nightmare.
He pressed his own hand against the scanner panel. Yeah, this is kind of an interesting thing. You never see the 9th man's hand scan any of the panels, but not in the game, but you did in the promotional material. His hand would appear like everybody else's, probably to hide the fact that he was going to die. He dropped his hand on the lever. He dropped his hand to the lever on the side of the device and pulled. The door opened with a heavy metallic groan.
Good! I don't need you anymore!
He let go of Clover.
Wait!
Junpei leapt toward the 9th man, but he wasn't fast enough.
Here! She's all yours!
The man shoved Clover and hopped through the door.
Okay. Have a good one, guys. I'm going off ahead now. Well then, goodbye!
He raised his hand and waved, a twisted smirk on his face. Then he was gone. The door ground shut with a dull clang of metal on metal.
Clover, are you all right?
Snake ran to Clover's side as she lay on the floor.
Yeah, I'm fine.
She climbed unsteadily to her feet, and once there leaned heavily on Snake's shoulder for support.
Damn it!
Junpei ran to the door.
That bastard!
The others followed him. Several pairs of hands grabbed hold of the handles and pulled.
Open, damn it!
They grunted and strained, but
Shit! It won't budge.
that was when Lotus, the dancer, spoke. Her voice was quiet.
Do you hear something?
Like, what?
Like some sort of beeping.
Junpei pressed his ear against the cold metal of the door. The others did the same.
You're right. I can hear it too.
What is it?
Then they heard something else. It was the 9th man.
Shit! Why isn't it stopping? God damn it! You lied!
Lied?
This wasn't supposed to happen! This is wrong! This is wrong!
His voice shook with fear. Safe on the outside, they stepped back from the door and looked at one another.
What is happening in there?
Open the door, please! I'm begging you! Help me! Please get me out of here! Get me out of here!
God damn it!
Junpei grabbed hold of the device. He slammed his head on the scanner panel. Nothing happened.
Why? Why won't it work? Engaged? Is it because it's occupied?
Oh my god, there's no time left! Listen, I was lied to! He lied to me! He put me in here! It was him! He killed me! It was him!
The explosion rocked the room. Instinctively, they ducked, then stood up slowly when they realized there was no danger. No one spoke. Silence filled the room.
A beep?
All eyes turned toward it.
Did that thing just make that sound?
The display changed from engaged to vacant.
Let's see if we can open it.
7, the mountain swallowed hard.
Okay.
Junpei nodded and placed his hand on the scanner panel. A red asterisk appeared on the LCD panel.
Well, it registered my bracelet, but it won't open with one.
What to do? Ace, why don't you open this with me this time?
Lotus, you think you could give me a hand here?
The pun was a little too on the nose, but the mood was still grim. Both Santa and June lifted their left hands silently. I don't know why that's there. That's clearly not correct. He verified and she followed suit.
5 + 1 + 8. The digital root. This should do it. Now we just need to pull the lever on the side.
You guys ready? I'm gonna...
Junpei grabbed the lever and looked back over his shoulder. They stiffened and nodded. Junpei nodded back and set his mouth in a grim line. Then he slowly lowered the lever. There was a metallic groan and the door slid open. A breath of air drifted out of it, carrying a stench that nearly made them gag. Junpei grimaced and put his hand over his mouth.
Oh my god.
Good God.
Lotus and Ace shuddered. 7 grunted.
Whoa, that's pretty bad.
Even Santa's voice shook.
He blew up.
It appeared that Santa was right. The hallway on the other side of the door was splattered with chunks of torn flesh and dark red blood. The shriek echoed across the room. It had come from June. Then her strength left her and she dropped. As Junpei turned to catch her, the door groaned shut. She crumpled to the floor.
June, are you okay?
Junpei dropped his knee and put his arm around her shoulders. That was when he noticed. Her whole body was feverish. She was radiating intense heat.
What the hell? Where'd this fever come from?
June didn't answer. Her face looked like wax and her whole body began to shake.
All right, okay, let's just rest for a minute, okay? You think you can walk?
She nodded weakly. Junpei lifted June to her feet and guided her to a nearby chair.
Here we go.
As gently as he could, he set her down in it.
How are you feeling?
She nodded, and as she did, a single huge tear rolled down the side of her face.
Why? Why did this happen?
Her voice cracked, broken by misery and grief and choked by sobs.
Why did this happen?
Junpei spun around.
Do any of you know what the fuck is going on here? Who's Zero? What's this? What the
Okay.
hell is going on?
I think at this
what
point...
are we doing here?
I think at this point is when I realized, no one spoke, that the novel screen actually had most of the dialogue that I was expecting, although I was still thinking that there was going to be a description of the ninth man's body, but maybe that will happen when we go through the 5th door. Ace, Snake, Santa, Clover, 7, and Lotus, they simply stood there, 7 pairs of downcast eyes and 7 grim lines from mouths. June's body shook with silent sobs. They slowed as the minutes ticked by and eventually they stopped. So I think I'm gonna go back. I think I'm gonna start skipping things. Because I do want to get... I mean, this is already an hour long. I do want to get to the 5th door before I call it an episode. Then suddenly in the cold, heavy silence that enveloped them like a thick fog, a bell began to ring. Okay. It was the clock in the central hall. 7, 8, 9, 10 times. Okay. Then on the 10th, bring it stopped. The sound of the bell faded away into silence.
It's 10 o'clock then.
Alright, so...
That means it's been...
Fuck! How long? We've only got... Let's get...
No.
Him?
Of course.
Blood, and pieces of flesh.
Oh, here we go. The dark, reddish-black pool of blood. The scattered pieces of flesh. Organs strewn across the floor like the blossoming of a grotesque flower. The explosion that had torn through his body had been powerful.
That's no way for a person to die.
The ninth man's neck had been twisted at an odd angle. Junpei suspected the detonation had thrown him against the wall. Half of his face was crushed and the other half was covered in blood. Most of his abdomen had been emptied either by the explosion or by gravity. He had landed on his back, and stark white ribs jutted up out of his chest like the legs of some macabre crab. Junpei felt something flip in his stomach.
I think he just screwed up.
All right.
He probably said, I'm not gonna... What's so goddamn...
Oh, my apologies.
What?
I think
Huh?
the ninth man.
Then?
He broke.
Huh?
You still specific.
He said...
And after what did
Okay,
Zero
so
say?
I think we can go ahead and just skip to this segment. And choose the 5th door.
I thought we were finished with that topic.
But then what should we do?
We should talk it through.
Oh my god, enough! All we're doing is talking! Talking won't solve anything! It can't help us find our way out of here! You really sure you want to just sit around? We've only got 7.5 hours left. We already wasted an hour and a half of our 9 hours.
You're right.
Very well then. There's only one way for us to proceed.
Sure not gonna be fun running around knowing we got...
Well, it's stupid to just sit around here doing nothing.
Well, thanks to Snake's card, at least we have some idea of how this all works.
Correct. And so long as we all follow the rules, we will most likely be all right.
That's comforting.
But
But what?
who's going to go and...
All right.
Oh yeah, that's all 8 of us
Can't
can't
go in the same
Then in which-
door. We'll have to
Wait,
split up.
I'm
Lotus doesn't
telling-
want to go
Come
in door
Call me
5.
So,
Neither does
hey man,
it. Neither
what the
does
hell? Yeah, doesn't mean...
Santa.
Fine, I can't go anywhere.
I'll go.
What?
Don't we make...
How do you...
Because...
Okay.
That's if you're...
What am I going...
There's nothing. If I said, and if you
7, the digital...
Oh, the 4 of us.
Wait, what about the...
Lotus, our bracelet 8.
I mean, the digital root of 8, 3, 6, and 5. 8, 3, 11. 8, 3 is 11. 6 and 5 is 11. So that's 22. Digital root is 4.
8 plus 3 plus the digital root.
It's 4. Add up our 4.
Then we can go...
Yeah,
So the team is 7. Lotus.
Are these really the team beyond door 5 is... Of course, should I stay silent or should I stop them?
All right then. It seems we've
He began
I'm
to walk.
going through...
Okay.
We're...
The doors...
Which...
All right. So now we finally made it to this point. It's been about an hour of just replaying stuff that we've done before, but now I don't feel like I have to go through this segment again because we've seen both the adventure side and the novel side. From now on, it's always going to be the novel side in the gameplay. So Twitch will continue in a moment. YouTube, I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you so much for joining me. As always, I appreciate it. If you enjoyed what you saw, let me know. Give me likes and comments. Remember to subscribe, and I'll see you then.